had been a good month since James had returned from Croven's Gate, and he was still complaining. Shunting trucks here and there, it's ridiculous. Good grief. You're never happy, are you, James? Only because the Fat Controller has me doing all of this stupid goods work. Oh, come on, James. It's been a month. I'm sure you're used to it by now. You don't understand, Hewitt. I wasn't made for this kind of work. It's beneath me. And he bumped the truck so hard that they nearly came off the rails. Be careful, James, said Hewitt, or else you'll get yourself into trouble. Pah, said James. What do you know? Oops. Yeah, said Hewitt. Oops. The Fat Controller was furious when he heard about the accident. James the Red Engine, what part of being on probation do you not understand? Look at the damage you've caused. But sir, please, I don't want to hear it. I specifically said, if there was to be any more trouble from you, that there would be dire consequences. Go to your shed, and you will stay there until you are wanted. James looked like he was about to cry. But it's not my fault, sir. Oh, said the Fat Controller, then whose fault is it then? It was my fault, sir. What? The truth is, sir, I'm the one who caused the accident. Hewitt, explain yourself now. I was only trying to help, sir. I noticed that James was backed up on his shunting, so I decided to help him. It's been a long time since I've pulled a goods train. I'm not used to trucks. The only reason why James is coupled to the train right now is because, well, he was trying to fix my mess before you got here. I'm sorry, sir. I am surprised, said the Fat Controller. I didn't expect such clumsiness from you. Oh, well, you know how it is, sir. Hewitt is so old, weak, and pathetic that something like this was bound to happen. Or, I suppose? Right, well, anyway. Hewitt, you have caused confusion and delay. But since this is your first time, I will let you off with a warning, but I still want you to clean up this mess. Perhaps you should be in the yard handling trucks for a while. James, I've heard from your driver and fireman that you have been working very hard, so I suppose you deserve a second chance. You shall pull the morning express train for Hewitt. Be quick now. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir, said James. He was very excited. Hewitt was not happy. Are you kidding me, James? Old, weak, and pathetic? Have you no respect? I just took the blame for your mistake. I'm sorry, Hewitt. I just don't have the time nor the patience to bother arguing with you right now. James, wait. Before you leave, I need to tell you something very important. Some of the couplings on the coaches are old and weak. I'm not sure they'll be able to handle the weight. I've been meaning to talk about it sooner, but I just got so busy. You should probably notify your guard to make sure there's no trouble. Couplings? Couplings? Oh, come on, Hewitt. They're express coaches. They're designed to be heavy. I'm not gonna waste my time and my guards over some silly couplings. I'll be fine. I'll just pull out of the station extra smoothly. After all, it's what I do best. Hewitt was fed up with James. He was hoping that he would be a little more humbler after taking the blame for his mistake. As James made his way to Knapford, the passengers all came around to admire him. "I'm a really splendid engine," he thought. "James, are you sure we shouldn't mention the couplings?" Hewitt seemed very serious back there. "Oh, don't you start," said James. "Fine, be like that, but if there's trouble with those couplings, you'll know whose fault that will be." But the driver was wasting his own breath because James was no longer listening. Back at the yard, Hewitt was shunting a small goods train for Thomas to take to the harbor. It was a train of 2 trucks, an oil and a fuel tanker. As Thomas backed down to the train, his driver noticed something. "Why, bless me," said the driver. "Oil seems to be leaking from this tanker." The driver soon notified the guard. "It's not safe," said the guard. "We'll have to move on without it." Clouds of smoke and steam poured out of James's funnel as he headed into the countryside. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," he said to the coaches. "Chickity-chock, chickity-chock, chickity-chock," they replied. James soon made his way to the big hill. It had been a long time since he had gone over it, and it was much harder than he had expected. James decided to charge the hill fiercely, but this idea only added more strain on the couplings, especially the one between a coach and his tender. James was soon beginning to find himself struggling in one place. "Come on, old boy, you can do it!" James decided to give one last jerk to get the train moving. But then, it happened. "Oh no," said James. "The coaches, we've lost them. Oh, I told you we should have had those couplings fixed." The coaches were dangerously rolling down the line by themselves. The passengers all shouted in horror. "Help! Help us!" they cried. As they passed a signal box, the signalman immediately made a phone call to the yard to warn them about the runaway coaches. "Clear out, everyone! Runaway coaches heading this way!" Runaway coaches? That can only mean that James has lost his express. All of those innocent people are gonna get hurt. I must go and do something. "Thomas, wait! Stop!" cried the yardmaster. "What are you doing?" Thomas soon quickly made his way onto the middle of the main line. As he began to see James's coaches rolling along in the distance, he immediately started up, going backwards, hoping to slow the train down as he gathered speed. Thomas huffed and puffed as fast as he could, and at last... "Got it!" Thomas shouted. "That's a good engine," said the fireman. Gently braking, Thomas's driver tried to slow the train down, but Thomas's wheels wouldn't grip. "What's going on?" asked the driver. The fireman looked out of the cab and noticed that oil was on the tracks. "Oh no! Thomas can't grip the rails because there's oil on the tracks, the same oil that was leaking from our tanker." Thomas tried to use his sandboxes, but the heavy weight of the coaches and the speed that he already was doing, Thomas couldn't grip. In fact, he kept going faster and faster. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. And just as the driver was beginning to think that they were gaining the slightest bit of control of the train, disaster struck. The sparks and oil from Thomas's accident had caused the shed to catch on fire. All of the workmen shouted and ran in horror as the blazing fire mercilessly burned the entire shed. "Help!" cried Thomas. "I'm stuck!" "Don't worry, Thomas, I'm here to help." "Hurry, Hewitt, before the fire reaches that fuel tanker. I think it's gonna be..." Thomas, no! At last, the fire squad arrived. Fortunately, they were able to get the fire under control. However, so much damage had been done. Poor Thomas laid upside down with severe burns. The coal trucks and the tankers were both completely destroyed, and the shed was nothing but a pile of dust and burnt debris. James soon hurried back to the yard to see what was the matter. James was horrified. "Fire and smoke! Thomas, are you all right?" Thomas didn't reply. Thomas? Thomas, are you awake? Where's Hewitt? And the passengers, are they okay?" "Hewitt's fine. The passengers, not so much. Nothing severe, just a few minor cuts and injuries from the accident. A few, however, had to be sent to the hospital." James felt so ashamed that he quickly puffed away, trying to make himself unseen. Hewitt puffed into the sheds that night. He found James looking very depressed. "Will Will Thomas be alright? Asked James. I don't know, said Hewitt. The accident really did a number on him. He'll probably need an overhaul. Hewitt, I am so sorry. This is all my fault. Everything. I should have listened to you about the coaches. I should have respected you, and I shouldn't have gotten so jealous of you pulling the express. Could you ever forgive me, Hewitt? Hewitt frowned. Normally, James, I would forgive engines who insult me, but the accident was very traumatic, and I'm not sure I can forgive you, James. I understand. I wasn't expecting you to forgive me anyways. I only wish that I could apologize to Thomas and the passengers for what I did. You think the Fat Controller is going to scrap me? I don't know, said Hewitt. But we shall see what Sir Topham Hatt decides. Oh, Hewitt, it's so nice to see you. Well, it's even nicer to see that you're doing all right. Turns out you won't need a major overhaul after all, but you will be here for a long time. The railway is going to be closed down for a long time as well, or at least until the Fat Controller can gain his reputation back again. Hewitt, how are the passengers? They'll be fine, said Hewitt. A few had to be sent to the hospital, but nothing worth worrying about. This is all my fault. I should have waited to be uncoupled, and I never should have tried to stop the coaches. I should have just let them go off in the runaway siding by themselves. Thomas, don't blame yourself. It was an accident. In fact, if it wasn't for you, the accident could have been far more worse. James actually wanted me to tell you that he was grateful for what you did, and so is the Fat Controller. This made Thomas feel much better. However, he was still worried about James. Where is James? Is the Fat Controller gonna punish him? I'm afraid I can't talk about that, Thomas. But why not? Oh no, he's not in serious trouble, is he? It was an accident. It wasn't entirely his fault, right? Is the Fat Controller going to send him away for good? I don't know, Thomas. I just don't know. But I have a good feeling that it will be a long time before either of us see him again. Oh, I see.